All right, you guys, it is day 14. And I want to talk a little bit today about comparing our lives to other people's lives. Like a year ago, I got an email from this woman saying that she had been in this specific situation and she had known a bunch of friends who were in the situation, and she'd asked them all for advice. She asked her mom for advice and her sisters, and everybody had given her different things that she should do, and she was so scared to do any of it because she didn't know whose advice to follow. And she was so afraid to do any of it because she had seen all these different roads leading from the same type of story. And that's kind of what we do. We want someone to relate to, and so we almost put ourselves in a box, trying to be like them, trying to follow their advice. But the hard part about that in our life is our lives are all going to be different, and they're supposed to be. We're supposed to all be on a different journey, and one person who goes through infidelity in their marriage is going to get divorced, and another person who goes through infidelity in their marriage is going to be asked to stick it out. So our revelation is from God. It can't be from your friend who had a similar thing happen to her. It can't be from your mother who wants to protect you. Though it's nice to be able to relate to people, like I had in a post yesterday. I love having a girl that can say, hey, me too. That sucks, and I've been there. But just because we have that person who can say me too doesn't mean that they have all the answers for you. And so if you're a grieving wife who's lost her husband, and you see your friend that went through a similar thing and she's moved on and she's married and she never talks about it, but you're still struggling, you're still hurting, you're still not able to even go on a date yet, that's okay. We're all gonna have a different journey. And so with trauma, if we're comparing our story with somebody else, or we're trying to get revelation by what they did in their journey, we're not going to be able to live our own life. So with comparisons, when you're laying out choices, the first place you have to go is to God, because He's always going to have the right answer. Your friends aren't, your mom's not, your sister's not, I'm not. If you email me and ask for advice, I'm going to tell you to turn to Heavenly Father, because that's where you have to go to get revelation for yourself. That's where I have to go. That's where my husband has to go. I can't even get revelation for my children when they're older. I mean, I can give them advice now even, but everybody has to find their own journey. And what that journey looks like for you is going to be between you and God. What your struggles look like are going to be between you and God, and how you overcome them. The best way to overcome them is to not compare with other people. Oh, this person doesn't have this struggle, so I wish I could be like them. This person did this after their struggle, I wish I could be like them. There's no right way to do this thing called life. There's only good paths, and sometimes we take the wrong one to remind us how to get back to the right one. But your journey is going to be beautiful just the way it is. You do not have to compare your life or your progress or your grief or your faith. None of those things have to be compared to anyone, because this is your journey. And mine is my journey, and your neighbor's is their journey, and your mom's is her journey. So as we turn to each other for help, the best thing for us to do is to help each other find God. Because He's the one with all the answers, and He's the one that knows your heart. He's the one that knows what's going on in the heart of your spouse or another person that's affecting you. So He's the place we have to go. We do not have to compare. Do not compare your story to mine, and I won't compare my story to yours, but we can be here for each other through our journeys. And I hope today, as you really look at where you are, where you want to be, you'll be able to turn to God. Before you call that friend or before you talk to your mom, ask Him what He sees, what He wants, what He hopes for you. And I promise you, other people's advice will be a different perspective, but it won't always be the right path for you. So use that thought today as you go out and overcome these traumas and these challenges that you're facing.